One, two, three, testing, 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 testing. Hope everybody can hear me okay. If you can hear me okay, think we should be good to go. I appreciate everybody tapping in. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. Let me see. We sound good there. What we got here? TikTok, shout out to y'all. Instagram, shout out to y'all. YouTube, Facebook, shout out to y'all. Whatever platform you're on, shout out to y'all. Hope everybody can hear me okay. Hope everybody having a well day. Let me go ahead and get this over here. Shout out to everybody on the live. I appreciate y'all tapping in. If you just getting on my live, you don't know who I am. I go by Zabo103. I'm the dude that get on these live platforms, and I really just be trying to provoke thought, y'all. I do believe that if you think, what's up, family? If you research and you take action, you absolutely, without a doubt, will win 100%. It is what it is. Look, I've been going live now for some time, and I've been giving out a lot of free information. And one of the things I want to make sure that I cover again and again and again and again and again and again, because I think sometimes, I'm not going to say people hear what they want to hear, but sometimes people hear what they want to hear. And sometimes what they hear is accurate. So let me start off by saying this, and I've said this a million times, but I want to make sure I'm clear when I say this, right? I am not a financial advisor. I'm not an attorney. I'm not a licensed attorney, a licensed lawyer, none of that stuff, y'all. I will never claim to be none of those things. The things that I share on social media is strictly around things that I've experienced. It's also around things that I've done my due diligence on, obviously, for the most part. But what does that mean? It means, in a nutshell, that you have to do your due diligence on things, y'all. You have to do your research on things. Sometimes you can have the best intentions when you're giving out certain things to folks, but at the same time, the information that you receive should not replace you getting or doing the proper due diligence. What does that mean? If you're going to look at something involving the law, finances, you should be speaking to an attorney. 100%. You should be speaking to a financial advisor. 100%. You should be doing your best effort to do research. And when you don't do those things, remember, you have to live with those results. So when you're when you're listening to people and they are giving you insight on what they do, take it for just that and go do your research as well. Don't ever make any decisions. And I know my day one people on here, I know y'all tired of hearing me say this, but I have to keep stressing it so much because I know people be so literal with some things. Research over me search. What does that mean? It don't matter who telling you anything. It includes me. Do your research. Please. Cannot stress that to you enough. I just had to get that out there again because I want people to understand that. How can I say this without saying it the wrong way? How can I say this without saying this the wrong way? This is the reason why people that have built wealth in their life, this is the reason why they don't share. If they're not a licensed professional in anything that they're speaking about, but they're going off of their experience, people try to take what they say and try to use it, and they might misunderstand something. They might not get this all the way right. There may be something that was left out. There may be some misinformation in the process, unbeknownst to the person that's sharing it. So to protect themselves, they remove themselves from the situation. I had a long conversation this morning with a close friend to the family, and he's always said this to me. He's always said, Z man, like, I know you want to help people. I know you want to share information, and I know you're not ever going to gatekeep, which I think is amazing. But it's some get tired of saying, you're not an attorney, you're not a financial advisor. And whenever you get tired of saying that, somebody gonna hit you in the head. So I'm saying that to say this. He wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong at all. And it's mainly because not me getting hit in the head, but me getting tired of saying it over and over again. And the reason why he went wrong is because grown people are gonna do what grown people are gonna do. So for me, I'm gonna be, I'm gonna continue being transparent with the things that I do because it makes sense. It is what it is. As much as I don't like having to continue to remind people, do your research, do your research. I don't know another way to really explain to folks that you need to be doing your research on these different things. 100%. Because what you don't understand and what most people don't understand, especially if they're not in that financial world or they're not an attorney or they're not these different things, every state got different laws. A lot of things are the same, but majority of the states in the United States of America got different laws. So what may be acceptable in the state of Georgia might not be acceptable in the state of New York. Think about what I just said. So I say all these different things to say to you, appreciate your family. The things that you're going to hear me say on the live today is based off of things that I've done, experience that I've had, based off of the due diligence and the research that I've done. I've consulted attorneys that guide me through these different things. I consulted my tax advisor to see me do these different things and guide me through these processes. I consult licensed professionals to assist me with these different things that I do. It doesn't mean that you should not consult licensed professionals to see you through your journey. You want to, people. When I lost $90,000 to a coach, when I very first started conducting business, I wasn't consulting a licensed attorney. I wasn't consulting a tax attorney. I didn't have a CPA way back then. I just trusted that this person was giving me accurate information and when trying to harm me. And I don't know if the person intentionally tried to harm me, but I couldn't go back and blame that person for that person taking my $90,000 because I didn't do my due diligence. I could have, but I didn't. So I'm saying this to say this again, people. Research over me search. I've said it 100 million times. I'm just a dude on the internet. I ain't got no credentials. I just show and talk to y'all about things that I do. Okay? Just so we on the same page. So since I didn't got that full disclaimer out there, let's dig into it. Shout out to the people on the live that are new to the live. I appreciate you tapping in. Shout out to my day one people that's been rocking with me. We've been live now for the last 142 weeks straight. I appreciate y'all always tapping in and continue to show me love and show me support. It's absolutely amazing. A complete blessing. I popped on here because yesterday I went and checked out. I don't even want to call this an apartment complex. It's an abandoned subdivision. I guess that's the best way to say it. They got quadruplexes over there. They got duplexes over there. They had some townhouses over there. They got all type of stuff over there. It was unreal. And when I say it was like abandoned type stuff, it probably was like 100 different units over there. And out of the 100 units, it may have been maybe 5 or 10 people that still lived over there. And the roofs are caving in on some of the stuff. It looked wow, y'all. It was almost insane. They had it down at the I think it was going to wind up being, I think, auctioned off. And I'm not sure what transpired with it. But when I got over there yesterday, it still is available. So I got, my team looking at it to see if it makes sense. They had it to where it's almost, you can buy all of it or you can buy it separate. It's weird how it's set up over there to me. But I wouldn't want to buy it separate because it just don't make sense. I mean, I'm gonna be buying something and just sitting on it until the neighborhood turns. But I was in shock because I'm just like, man, this stuff still exists out here, especially here in Georgia. And literally, when I say it's not even, I think it was considered DeKalb County, but it was literally 15 minutes from downtown. I'm in shock that it's still on the market, or it's still available, I should say. It's an unreal situation, and it's cheap. And when I say cheap, I'm talking about like, you're looking at about like 1.6, and that's cheap for the area and 100 units. And I'm saying at least 100 units, and I don't know if it's more than that or not. So it made me think that, man, there's something terribly wrong here that I'm not seeing. So I don't want to pull a trigger on something like this, and I don't really understand what's going on with it. But it was eye-opening yesterday, being down there, getting an opportunity to check some stuff out. And if I'm being completely honest about it, it opened my eyes to, the individuals. This one guy that I ran into while I was over there seemed like, pretty good guy. I'm gonna say he's well to do. Let me say that. And he's accomplished, you could tell he's accomplished a lot of things just based off of the way he was speaking. And what he shared with me was, he was like, it looks like, you're trying to invest in this property, and you should know the ins and outs to everything before you spend your money over here and make that investment. And you need to look at whatever, potholes you can run into with getting this property, because you just never know. It might, he was like, if it was me and if I was going to purchase it for whatever reason, my thought process would be to tear all this stuff down over here. What's up, family? And rebuild. And I was like, okay, I get that. That makes sense to me. I mean, that would be my logic too. But my thing that I was thinking about as he was saying it was, what would be the price point of this thing if I had to rebuild this whole property over here? I'm talking easily $100,000 a door, and I'm probably lowballing if that's the case. You know what I'm saying? What's up, family? I'm probably lowballing if that's the situation. $100,000 a door. I'm easily looking at $10 million to spend over here. So I'm like, I ain't trying to do that. I mean, it's still not a bad move because where it's at. But the reality of it is, if we're going to be completely honest, I don't have enough experience in that type of business, in doing a full project like that in order to make something like that happen. Hopefully that makes sense. It'll be a pretty penny. I don't know yet. I'm gonna find that information out today on what it will cost to do the full inspection. And if I wanted to remodel it, I could, but I don't know that it would be worth it. So why am I sharing this type of stuff this morning? I'm sharing this type of stuff this morning because no matter where you get in your life, no matter where you get to in your life, you still gonna have to do your due diligence. You still gonna be learning. You still gonna have to actually figure out how to maneuver in whatever situation that you're in. A lot of times when I get on these lives, we talk about, hey man, here's what I did to get out of my rat race. Here's some things I was thinking about. Maybe you can relate to it. Here's my opinion about this. And it's only my opinion. You get it? We talk about all these things, and people believe that once they get to a position where they feel like I've arrived, I've made it, that you're still not going through these different things. You will go through these, I'm gonna call growing days every day for the rest of your life, because you always need to be learning. Period. What's up, Missy? And that's just the truth. So today, while I don't have a bunch of time because I'm ripping and running all day again today, more money, more problems. Yeah, that is a true statement. But I'm not even gonna call them problems. I'm gonna call them more of just, again, you're educating yourself. You're never gonna stop learning, ever. And I wish I could say you're gonna get to a point in your life where you're gonna know everything and you're gonna have to worry about nothing else and blah blah blah. That's not a true. I mean, it's not a true statement for me. I don't know if you will ever get to that point in your life. It don't matter who you are. Maybe it's possible. I don't know. But I haven't met anyone that has ever got to that point in their life. I definitely ain't at that point in my life. I'm always learning, y'all. But I refuse to let my education stop my education. That's the true difference. And I'm not afraid to take action. I'm not afraid to move and do things and try things and see if this gonna work. Okay, that's not gonna work. I can't do that. Well, what can I do? Well, I can't do that, but I can do this. So hopefully you understand where I'm coming from today. So with that being said, let's do something else. A lot of times I get on live and we'll go through scenarios. We'll talk about different scenarios. We're going to do something a little bit different because I want people to start thinking a little bit more and start doing more due diligence yourself. Okay? I want y'all to throw out some things that y'all currently doing today and throw out some things that you would love to be doing in the future. And we're going to have what I like to call a power next 30 minutes. What time is it? It's a power, we ain't got 30 minutes tomorrow. A power 20 minutes where we can throw some different things out there on what are some possibilities, some things that you would like to do. I just want to see what people are head at and see what people think and see if I can give a little, I ain't going to call it insight, but just tell you what I think about it. Maybe it'll be helpful for you. And we are on 6 different platforms right now, so shout out to that. So this is going to get very, very interesting. I'm gonna try to. I was asked by somebody to get on live one day and do this. So I said, all right, today's the day. Let's make it happen. All right, where we at? So you are a, I don't even know what that is. So you got to break it down to me like I'm a kindergarten. Okay. So you have a, I don't get it. I don't know what that means. Is that like you own a barber shop? Okay, say that. You telling me all these other stuff. I don't know what none of that stuff mean, man. Give me all these different other terms. So you own a barber shop and you're trying to take your barber shop to the next level. Okay, that's cool. I don't think nothing wrong with that. But what do you mean you're trying to take it to the next level? Are you still trying to do something in that field? Or are you trying to do something way different outside of being a barbershop owner? Like what exactly are you trying to do? We're gonna make this make sense in a minute, y'all. Don't worry. Um, so you make decent money at your shop, but you want to make more. Okay, it's always about making more money. Get that. Okay, so what type of shop do you run? Do you have where most of your barbers are getting appointments? Is it more walk-ins? Is it the like what is the name of that company? I don't even know if they still have them companies around. It's like the supercut method. Whoever comes in, that's who hair people cutting the first available barber type thing. Like what actually is it? Appreciate your family. You just charge booth rent, and some of the barbers are appointment, and some of them are walk-ins. Okay. Um, that's a good one right there, New Moon. And I was just about to mention that. Do you have products in there that you have that your barbers can sell and make a commission off of? And if you don't, you might want to look at possibly adding it to your repertoire. It might be it might be beneficial for you. Definitely look into it. Do you have, you know, if you got a barber shop, you got men in there coming to get their hair cut. Do you ever wash? Do your barbers ever wash people hair while they cutting hair? If they do, maybe I don't know. I mean, you can. It's so much other stuff you can do. I mean, you got vending machines inside your barber shop. Do you own the real estate that your barbershop sit in? Is it just a lease type situation? Are you leasing the building? Have you ever thought about owning the actual real estate of the actual barbershop itself and then leasing, you becoming your very first customer, and then the other actual, the remaining other stores that have other units, leasing them out to some other people? Have you ever thought about doing suites inside of the building that you currently have? I mean, there's so much stuff you can do. It's just gonna depend on you. Um, so you broke, your record won't get you a W-2 job. So you got a criminal record. Okay, cool. I understand that. The highest education you got a bachelor's degree. You're an electrical engineer. Wow, that's impressive. I don't know how that works, so you can kind of tell me if you're a licensed engineer, but you got a record. Are you not able to start your own company? Because if you got a bachelor's degree and you are you got a bachelor's in electrical engineering. So are you, even though you got a record, I don't think I guess some of the things you probably need to look at, and you probably need to talk to an attorney about it. But you probably need to look at, one, how long have you How long have your record been the way your record is? How long have you been, haven't got your nose dirty from a perspective of getting in trouble, if that makes sense? Um, can you have your record expunged? Have you been good for X amount of time to possibly get your record expunged? That's something that you might want to talk to your attorney about and try to get that situated so that it don't be a roadblock. But the biggest thing is if you're an electrical engineer, and that's I would imagine you can start your own business. Even if you can't be licensed, and I think you are licensed if I'm understanding you correctly. I could be misunderstanding it, but it sounds like you are licensed. And if you're licensed, start your own business. I mean, there's other things you can do. You can with your degree, you can do consulting work if you wanted to. You've been trained to do it. It's all going to be it's computers, yeah. Did he say? I thought he said. Did he say electrical engineer? Oh, okay. I misunderstood what you said. You said electrician. Yeah, he's an electrician. Yeah, I would look at starting my own business and just kind of figure out what avenue can I get in. Like I said, if it's not something, what's up, family? If it's not something that I could be registered because of my record or whatever it is, or I can't go get work for somebody, I would look at doing consulting. I mean, you still got the skill set. And I would absolutely, without a doubt, use your degree to your advantage. That's just me. Like that's a gift within itself. But definitely if your record is tough to deal with, if your record is tough to deal with, I would look at, again with an attorney and seeing if, hey, and I'm not sure what that time frame is. I don't know if it's like 5 years or 7 years of a clean history regarding whatever, you're not getting in no trouble for that time frame. I want to say, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say that you can get with an attorney and they'll be able to advise you. Is it 10 years? I'm not sure. But I would just get with an attorney and just find out if you're in a position where they can expunge your record. And if you're in that position, whatever it's going to cost you to do it, if it was me, I would be trying to figure out how to get it so I can make sure they got it so that I can get it off my record. So that will help you. You know what I mean? But the consulting thing, I mean, again, it depends on what you're in. Remember, people are always looking for tradesmen. People are looking for tradesmen every day, all day. I'm gonna give you an example. And again, I don't know exactly what you do, but let's just say you're an electrician and you can go in and you can rewire houses and help people pass inspections and all this other stuff. They got apps out there like I want to say it's called Thumbnail. Is it Thumbnail or Thumbtack? Thumbtack. I want to say it's called Thumbtack. They got places out there like Thumbtack where you can go on as an employer, right? You're a business owner of whatever company you have, and it's going to ask you, are you licensed? Are you not licensed? And if you're licensed, great. They'll put you on a list. If you're not licensed, you also still can go on the list, but it's just going to show you're not licensed. And then you can talk about your experience and all this other stuff. And people go on places like Thumbtack to hire different tradesmen to do things for them. They do that all the time. So appreciate your family. So I would just say, you just gotta get creative, as creative as possible. And don't allow your past history to stop you more than it really actually is. A lot of times, when people have records, for the most part, from what I've seen, a lot of times people, they'll go out and they'll just constantly look for a job. And they're like, man, I got to keep checking this box because I got a record, man. This is messed up. And the problem is you're looking for a job. You can't look for a job in these scenarios. You have to try to go out and figure out, you have to try to figure out how to be your own boss. And it can be intimidating. It can be stressful. It can be all those different things. So you got to figure that piece of it out. That's just what I believe. CBS took my daughter because so I'm trying. Yeah, you have to really stay. I can't tell you what to do, but if it was me, I would get laser focus on whatever it is I'm trying to accomplish. And it sounds like from what you're saying, it's a lot of stuff going on with, you got kids involved and other things. You got to get laser focused on how to get these different things accomplished, even if it means doing things legally that might be beneath your level of education. It might be beneath of what you already do. But you got, with a record, the only way that I can see that I can think of for you to get the most impact on what you need to get so you can create the life for your kids that you want to create, going into business is probably going to be a good idea, if that makes sense. So hopefully that helps. Been in business for 8 years. Okay, cool. What else? I appreciate you, family. Thank you for sharing too. So you've been in business for 8 years. You're a mortician. Oh, okay. I mean, business is always good when you're a mortician. I don't know if I want to tell you to go out and get more business. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that. I want people to be around. I don't think people should be graduating that much. That's that right there, man. So I'm assuming that you just have local people that you get your business from, right? And and you try to figure out how to make more money from it. Oh, geez, man. Well, I asked y'all to ask these questions, so I guess I'll try to answer it. Geez, I don't even know where to start. So, what would I do if I was a mortician and I got my own business and I'm trying to get more business? Jeez, man, do not encourage nobody to get you more business. I would say I wouldn't do that. And I don't know how this works. So 2 questions. And this is something you probably know better than me, and you might be able to help me out with it. If it was me, I would try to have a relationship with a hospital. I would try to have a relationship with different prisons. And the reason why I would try to have those relationships, I mean, because when people pass away, I gotta imagine they going through a hospital. And I'm sure as you've been in that business, you probably already got a relationship with some hospital, but I would try to get a relationship with probably every hospital in your state. And I know that's going to be a little extreme because it's certain things that you have to do in regards to getting people from the hospital to you or whatever. So I get that. But I also will look at like the local prisons, the jails, and start relationships with them too. Because people, they graduate in prison and in jail all the time. I wish it would stop, but they are in prison or in jail. But I absolutely, without a doubt, would get, if you don't have a relationship with multiple different hospitals and you don't have relationships with jails and prisons, I would get relationships with all of them. You know, the other people that I would get relationships with, this is gonna sound bad. Man, it's gonna sound bad. I don't even know if you can do this. I don't even know if you might have to vet this out because I don't know. I have no clue. I would look at getting relationships with criminal attorneys, criminal defense attorneys. And the reason why I would look at getting relationships with criminal defense attorneys because their clients are criminals, right? So if their clients are criminals, for the most part, maybe they find a case or they keeping them on payroll just in case they got to go through a case because of what their lifestyle is or whatever it is. And I would ask the attorney that, hey, look, I know you can't discuss, your clients with me, but I would ask them, like, if you have clients that have been through different situations and they don't have plans on leaving this planet, maybe you talk to them about working something out with us because at some point they're gonna need us, and ain't no sense of nobody doing no GoFundMe. Sure, you want them to have a life insurance policy, but I don't know. I would get creative as I could possibly be, but I would be trying to figure out where my customers are gonna come from the most, and that's where I'm gonna go create that relationship. That's probably the best thing I got in that situation, but I don't. Yeah, you got me on that one, family. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. Just because I hope you don't ever get no more customers no time soon. I don't want you to go out of business in there. But geez, man, I don't want you to ever get no customer no time soon, man. Plus, my views around uh what you do is, I don't know, man. I have different views on it, man. Because in my mind, I'm saying to myself, man, at some point in my life, man, I might have to start me a business doing what you're doing, but not for you, but for my own bloodline somehow. You know what I mean? I want burial sites on my land. I want the ability to do all these different things. So that's just me. So it's something that I'm gonna look at in the future for sure. But yeah, that's a tough one. What else y'all got, y'all? We're gonna move on now for that one. I don't want to touch that one again. I don't want to touch that one again. I got man. It's been, how long has it been? It's been 15 minutes already. All right, we got about 5 more minutes. You want to throw some other stuff out there? We can do that. This was kind of interesting. This is very different than what we normally do. Um, how, I don't know what that means. I have no clue what that means. Um, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Do I have a book? A book that we wrote, me and my wife wrote years ago, Creating the Life You Truly Deserve. Um, Creating the Life You Truly Deserve. You can go get the free digital copy of that book at Zabo103tv.com. The link is in the bio. Creating the Life You Truly Deserve. You can go get the free digital copy of that book at Zabo103tv.com. How do you capitalize on fitness? What do you mean? Time for the chat to give input. Yeah. What do you mean? We say, how do you capitalize on fitness? Like what exactly are you asking? Do you have are you a personal trainer, or you are like, what do you do already? Or what are you attempting to do? I guess that's probably what I'm asking. So my question was, how do I make more money and don't pay more in child support? Next question. I can't help you, family. I can't help you at all. You're a trainer who wants to be a celebrity trainer. So I guess my question is, are you around celebrity trainers? I mean, are you around celebrities today? Do you know any celebrities at all? And why celebrity trainers? There are more people that aren't celebrities that are. If you're trying to make more money by being in the fitness world, yeah, becoming a celebrity trainer, you can get more bang for your buck because you can charge more. But if you are a trainer of people that aren't celebrities, you're going to get more customers. You get it? But if it's just, hey, I want to be around celebrities, I want to train celebrities, I guess the best thing you can do at this point would be go to where the celebrities are at. You know, you're gonna have to be, going to these events. You're gonna have to be trying to figure out how to market directly to them, maybe market to their managers. Um, that's probably your best bet. Um, if you reach out to the booking agent for the most part, and you probably can start there to see if, hey, look, I see this celebrity, they just got in the industry, they knew they on fire. I don't see that they have a personal trainer. I would love to train them. You just got to put yourself in those positions where you can get out there and train these celebrities that you want to do. But if it was me, I wouldn't be looking at trying to become a celebrity trainer. I would be looking at how to, me personally, how to get the most average person client on this planet. Why? 70, they say, I don't know if it's true, 70% of the people in the United States of America are obese. I would target that market. That's the market I would target if it was me. I wouldn't necessarily target celebrities because I gotta imagine when people become celebrities, when they get publicists, managers, and all these different things, for them to be in shape and do the different things they do, I gotta imagine that they are provided with the trainer, whoever they trainer that they all use, and most of them use similar trainer. The other thing you might think about doing is, if you are a personal trainer and you know how to act a little bit, go to some of these open call acting where they have different movies that they creating and they looking for extras and they looking for actors. Go to all these different places and just go and try for the movie to be an extra. And while you there, get your network on. That's just me. I would be down. Tyler Perry Studio, man, I'm there. Tyler Perry got a show. I'm trying to be an extra. What's up, family? I'm trying to be an extra down here. They might not even select you to be an extra. It's okay. While I'm down there, hey, I'm also a personal trainer. So if you try to, I mean, that's just my opinion, right? There's so many different things you can do. I just don't know all of them. I'm just throwing stuff off the top of my head. So I got to get ready to wrap up, y'all. This was interesting. This was very different than normally the lives that I do. This is very different. But I was told that you should do that. I was like, all right, let's just see. I'll try it. I don't care. So I would love if you did X, Y, and Z on your live. Just answer some questions. All right, we can do that. So hopefully we got it. How do you make your children your employee? What I would tell you to do is the best thing I could tell you to do in this situation, right? Go sit down with a tax attorney. If you have a business already set up and you got businesses set up, or you don't have a business set up, go sit down with a tax attorney. And when you go sit down with that tax attorney, just explain to that tax attorney what you're trying to do, explain to that tax attorney what you already have going on, and let them structure it for you. That's the best advice I could give. If I was going to give any advice at all, that would be the only advice I could give you on that. Because they're going to make sure that every I is dotted and every T is crossed. Definitely get you a tax attorney or a business attorney. Any one of them can help you with it. I'm saying tax attorney. And the reason why I'm saying tax attorney specifically is because they're going to know the tax laws. The business attorney will know their stuff too. And the business attorney will know obviously how to structure your business, right? But that tax attorney gonna get you the understanding on from the laws, from the taxes perspective, how it should be structured, so you're not breaking no law when it comes to taxes. Remember, we law-abiding citizens over here. We law-abiding citizens over here. We ain't playing none of them games at all. So hopefully that makes sense. What else, y'all? What else? Yeah, so my network, Zabo103tv.com. We go live over there twice a week. At this point, we're probably going to start going live over there more than twice a week, but right now we have it on the schedule for twice a week. Mondays at 11:30 a.m. and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. And this is all Eastern Standard Time. We do have shows that we air over there every week. I appreciate you, family. We do have shows over there that that we air basically every week. Looking at what people do, because I try to tailor the shows around what the demand is from what people are demanding, if that makes sense. And what it seems like to me, more people watch my lives than they watch the shows. So when I get on the live on the network, it'd be more people watching the lives and even going back and watching the live replays than the actual shows itself. And I think it's because people we want to see in real time. And I guess that's what it is, right? So I'm cool with it. It is what it is, right? So my team has put to me that I need to pull back on doing shows every single week and just do shows and then build off the shows with the lives and do probably more lives. So I think that's probably the direction I'm gonna wind up going. By me doing more lives on the network, it's probably gonna still make me do way less lives on social media. Just because I ain't trying to spend all day doing this stuff for real, for real. I literally get on these live platforms, whether it's on my own network or it's on social media, really just to provoke thought. I really just be trying to share information that realistically that I've experienced, information that I've gathered, things that I've done for people that don't know, number one, and for people that's trying to figure it out. It doesn't mean I have all the answers, but it does mean I do have some experiences with things that I can show people in real time. You get it? And what I do is something, obviously is specific to me. It's still me, even with me sharing my experiences, the different things I show people in real time. Even with all that being said, you still got to do your research. Whether you on social media watching me or whether you on the network, you still have to do your own research. You cannot pull the trigger on any financial or legal decision based off of me. It just ain't gonna happen. It doesn't make sense. you're going to set yourself up for failure. And you shouldn't do that with no one unless it's someone that's licensed. So you should always go see an attorney, tax attorney, business attorney, a criminal attorney if you need to. You should always go sit down with a licensed life insurance broker or agent. And on Thursday, just saying about the life insurance broker agent. On Thursday live, we're gonna talk about the different types of life insurance companies. We're gonna dig into that because I think all life insurance companies aren't created equal. So we're gonna talk about that on the network. So definitely. I think Lux, I don't know if Lux gonna be there for it. I think Insurance Goddess, she did say she will be there on Thursday as well, to tap in with it. But I'm also gonna talk about my experience with it and the different types of life insurance companies, because there are different types. Oh, anytime. And keep in mind, and I can say this on this live network, when you're dealing with life insurance brokers or agents, you got to remember they're, for the most part, they are confined with the products that they sell. All life insurance companies don't have the same products. I want to make that very clear, me saying that. They can all have their own variations of different products to do different things. And I know a lot of times, I know for me, well, let me not get into that. We'll say that for Thursday. I got to get ready to get off of this live. But yeah, all life insurance companies aren't created equal. Let me just say that. Hopefully that makes sense. Mike, you on multiple platforms? I just saw you on YouTube. The best thing to do, family, if you over there, the best thing for you to do really is to just start binge watching stuff. If you're able to join the lives on Mondays and Thursdays, definitely join the lives, because that's where a lot of stuff happens. If you're not able to join the lives, it's okay. You can watch the live replay on the network too. So if I had to say, where should you start? I would say watch the lives replays that are over there, because if you watch the live replays over there, it's going to tell you what's going on inside of the live, right? You're going to be able to hear all those different things that I'm talking about, right? And you're also going to hear me talk about different things that you need to go view on the network, different shows, right? No real special episodes. Because again, it just depends on what you're trying to do. And I think in your case, you're trying to become a celebrity trainer. I think in your case, it's going to be more around getting yourself out there. I think one of the things I'm gonna have to add to the course is around marketing. I think that's gonna be probably something that you're probably gonna want to definitely watch all of the stuff, right? But you're gonna want to watch that probably heavily. And I'll talk about some of the things that I've done from a marketing standpoint, in order to get myself out there with different businesses. Hopefully that makes sense. Because whenever you're going to become your own boss for any reason, to your point, sales and marketing is going to be important. Marketing is one thing, selling is something completely different. And I'm not an expert on none of this stuff, but I've been around the block a couple of times, and you can have people that are the best marketers on this planet. If you don't have great salesmanship, it might be an uphill battle. You can have great salesmanship and your marketing not be the best, and you still will be good. But if you just got marketing abilities, but not salesmanship, it can get tough. So I think I'll put something together around marketing and sales. Hopefully that makes sense. How well can you sell yourself? Um, that would be a good topic, I guess, but I'll come up with something. I will tell you, like, one of the best salespersons I've ever met in my life is my wife. And I'm not saying that just because she's my wife. When I was at Bank of America, I started out in the sales department. I was probably one of the top people there. I was selling cash when I was at Bank of America. Balance transfers, cash advances, stuff like that, right? My wife used to work for American Express in sales. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I done seen a lot of good sales women and salesmen in my life. That woman, I haven't never. I know there are people out there clearly, but I ain't never seen nobody like it. I just haven't. So I can pull on her to assist from the sales perspective of it, and then from the marketing perspective of it, I can pull on her for that as well. You know, she's a monster now. She did go to college. I ain't go to college. She got a master's degree in in marketing. She's a beast. She's a beast. I'm not. I'm just a dude on the internet, man. I'm pretty good. I ain't too shabby, if that makes sense. But we'll put something together for the network, and maybe we'll probably make that not the we'll make it an episode or a show or whatever, and we'll talk through it because I think it makes sense. Like, we have a show over there with me and her on it together. Maybe we'll do an episode together where we'll do a show like that around marketing and sales, because I think that'll be cool. And I'm gonna have to use her anyway, so I'll use her. So we'll make that work. What else, y'all? We didn't talk about a lot of stuff, man. We didn't talk about a lot of stuff, man. A lot of stuff. So we ripping and running. But look, y'all, I just popped on here real quick. Wanted to make sure I touch base with my social media family. I appreciate y'all always tapping in with your boy. I know that we have this kicked off of me on Instagram. We want I just put that up on the replay will be at Zabo103 on Instagram. You'll be able to tap in over there for the replay if you missed the replay that is live. Not probably gonna be back on. Well, I don't know. I might be able to get back on here tonight, and we'll probably have like our normal thing going tonight. We just gotta figure out what's the best way to do what we gonna do, because I got a lot of stuff I got going on today. I've been ripping and running all week. It's almost scary, y'all. But I'm gonna get up off of here. Y'all be good or have fun being bad, and I'll see y'all in a minute. Peace.